You're not needed anymore, so get divorced quickly. Oh, and my retirement money of $300,000 is all mine, you hear? What a thing to say. It's your fault. You were a cheeky wife who slacked off on housework and didn't listen to what I said. Okay. Then prepare the divorce papers. Huh? My name is Penelope, a 68-year-old housewife. I've been married to my husband Alexander, who is 3 years younger than me, for 45 years. We are in a crisis of divorce right now. Well, it seems that neither of us thinks it's a crisis. We met at work. My husband, who had just graduated from high school, joined the company I had been working for a few years. I was assigned to train him. He was very handsome and had a face that I liked. He also had a cute side as a younger man and tickled my maternal instinct. And naturally we started dating, and after a while I found out that I was pregnant. That was the trigger for us to get married. Then a girl was born, and we became parents. We were young parents, 20 and 23 years old, but I became a full-time housewife and worked hard on housework and raising our daughter. My husband adored our daughter and said things like, "I'll work hard for my daughter." He was enthusiastic. Looking back, I think that was the happiest time. Our daughter grew up healthy and well, and then our son was born when our daughter was 4 years old. We were able to have a girl and a boy each and had a very enjoyable time. Our daughter was absorbed in drawing and books, and our son was crazy about sports and exercise. We couldn't afford to let her do expensive lessons like ballet classes, but we bought her new books and let him join the local soccer team. We were so busy every day that it seemed like no time before our children grew up. I think I did a great job as a housewife. I did all the housework by myself every day, made lunch boxes for my children and husband, and prepared dinner. Both my daughter and son joined clubs, so I drove them around whenever they needed a car. My husband did a good job of earning money, but he never did anything around the house. I don't remember him ever taking out the trash. I think he probably wouldn't know how to sort the garbage if I suddenly asked him to. Well, he wasn't a person who acted arrogantly, so I was grateful for that. And then 22 years after we got married, our daughter graduated from college and got a job. And then 26 years after we got married, our son graduated from college and got a job. When we were able to send our 2 children safely into society, we felt a great sense of accomplishment. But we were still 49 and 46 years old, still working hard. We wanted to enjoy life, so I increased my hobbies, went on trips, and did various things. I thought that the second life had begun as I was able to spend time with my husband for the first time in a long time. I think we had a good time as a reasonably good couple. However, something uneasy started to flow around the time we both passed 60 years old. I think the trigger was a trivial thing. Are you bad at cooking? What? Why? What are you talking about? Because, you always have the same menu rotation and it's too boring. You're saying that now? You've been eating without complaining all this time. And I was trying to think of menus that would increase your favorite things as much as possible. Well, even so, it would be nice if you had more recipes. How many years have you been a housewife? Have you ever cooked once? I was cooking every day while taking care of the kids. I think you could at least say a word of appreciation for that. What are you talking about? Don't get angry like that. I was just talking normally. I'm not angry. I just asked you if there was anything that bothered you. You're angry, aren't you? Forget it, let's drop this topic. He was the one who brought it up, but he started to complain about the housework a lot. I feel like the wiping is not enough. I don't know how to say it, but it's not shiny enough, you're just slacking off. I think it's inevitable that it won't shine because we've been living here for decades. That's not good, being so negative about everything. That's how you lose your flexibility. What the hell is going on? My husband is always picking on me lately. Why does he have to butt in on the housework that he used to leave to me and not care about? And if he's going to do that, he should do it himself. He doesn't do anything at all. I feel stupid for doing the housework seriously, and I started to do the cooking casually. He's going to retire soon, and he's going to be at home all the time after that. I thought it would be better for him to get used to the easy situation for the future. But this attitude of mine seemed to irritate him even more. Hey, isn't the dinner menu too simple? Really? But I think we have to get used to this kind of thing when we think about the future. Huh? Don't mess with me. Do you intend to feed me this kind of food after retirement? I've been making 2 elaborate dishes all the time. I thought I'd try to cut down on food expenses. No way. You just want to slack off, don't you? Damn, why is he so sensitive and accurate at times like this? You're a failure as a housewife. Make it over right now. That's impossible. I didn't buy that much food. Then you can buy it now. Wait a minute. What's wrong with you lately? You're weird. Why are you complaining about my housework so much? I think I've been too lenient with you. I'm being strict with you. What? I don't understand what you mean. I really can't understand it at this point. Could it be menopause? Maybe he got angry after he turned 60. I decided to talk to my daughter and son, whom I hadn't seen in a long time, about my husband. My daughter is already 44 years old, and my son is 40 years old. They are both married and have children. Both of their spouses' parents are older than me, are 70 years old. My father-in-law is 68 years old, but he doesn't seem to have any menopausal symptoms. But I guess it varies from person to person, right? But Dad wasn't a bad father, even though he didn't do any housework. I remember playing catch with him. And, oh, that's about it. You don't have any memories at all. Mom did everything for the house and raised us. That's true. I realize how grateful I am to Mom after having my own child. Thank you both. The topic was about Dad, right? Maybe he's cheating on you? What? Hey, don't say such things without any basis. Dad is 64 years old, right? There's no way he's having an affair. Well, but you never know. Don't make Mom more anxious. Sorry. It's just my opinion, don't take it seriously. Why don't you come to my place sometime to relax? My son would be happy to see Grandma too. Come to my place too. The kids will be happy. Thank you both. I was happy to see that my children had grown up to be strong and kind. I also felt a deep emotion that they had become parents themselves. But I couldn't help but worry about what my son said. Come to think of it, he was almost retired, but he sometimes came home very late from work. Could it be? I decided to hire a detective agency to investigate, just in case. And it was a shocking truth. The other woman was a 50-year-old single woman. I thought it was impossible for him to have an affair, but I never expected him to actually do it. I was speechless with disbelief. Of course, I felt a sudden disgust towards my husband. How disgusting he was. I reported it to my son and daughter, and they were both speechless too. My son said, "I was just joking." And he looked really surprised. I had already made up my mind to divorce him, so I started looking for a new apartment. I couldn't just hand him the divorce papers and have nowhere to live. It was hard to find a place to live at this age. There were many landlords who didn't want to rent to elderly people. So it took me a long time to find a room. And finally, I managed to sign a contract and secure a new place to live. It was exactly when my husband retired. The day after he retired, he called me to the living room. "You came home late yesterday." I was drinking to celebrate my retirement. Who with? With my coworkers, of course. Yeah, right? It was probably with your mistress. What do you want to talk about? Well, sit down. I sat down and he said with a smirk, "I don't need you anymore, so let's get divorced." Oh, and my retirement money is mine, of course. I'm sure it's about $300,000. What the hell, I thought he was going to say something else. It's your fault. You slacked off on the housework, didn't listen to me, and were a cheeky wife. I got it. Then prepare the divorce papers. Huh? You want a divorce, right? Well, yes, but don't you care? It's divorce, you know. Do you want a divorce or not? Make up your mind. Well, I do, but my retirement money of $300,000 is mine, you know. No property division, right? Fine by me. My husband was taken aback by my easy acceptance of his request for divorce. Well, then, here, the divorce papers. I took the divorce papers from him and filled out my part. I'll submit this then, I said that and started packing my belongings. Huh? You're leaving right now? Do you have a place to go? Why do you care for getting divorced? No, I don't care, I just thought you were too calm about it. I ignored his words and focused on packing my stuff. When I finished packing and grabbed my suitcase, I spoke to my husband who was fidgeting in the living room. Well, I'm going then. Oh, hey. Oh, by the way. These are the proof photos of your affair. I'll claim the compensation later through my lawyer. What? When I put the photos on the table and said that, his face turned pale. By then? He was speechless and frozen on the spot. I ignored him and left the house. And I moved to my new place. He called me many times, but I ignored them all. I claimed the compensation from him and his mistress through my lawyer. He probably planned to tell me he wanted to break up as soon as he retired, and then remarry his mistress. That's why he started picking on me little by little a few years ago, trying to make me want to break up with him. He never thought I knew about his affair. According to my lawyer, he was very upset when he was sued for compensation. By the way, I waived the property division because I had my own income. Actually, my parents ran a flower shop. I learned flower arrangement and such from my mother when I was a child. That's why I worked as a teacher at a class after I became a housewife. He probably thought I was just a helper at home. But besides teaching, I also had occasional jobs like making fresh flowers for hotels or events, and I made a decent amount of money. When I was raising my children, I used it for their tuition, and after I finished raising them, I used it for my retirement fund. So I had a considerable amount of money left. By the way, my ex-husband was honestly not very successful, so his retirement money was very low. He said it was $300,000, but that's definitely a lie. Maybe he didn't even have $100,000. He might be able to live his retirement alone, but if he remarries, he'll be in trouble. And he'll have to pay the compensation from that money, so he'll be even more in trouble. Later, I heard from my son about my ex-husband, and he was dumped by his mistress, who said this is not what we agreed on. You said you didn't have to pay the compensation, and we could live off your retirement money. He became single again and asked my son and daughter if they could live with him, but they both said don't show your face, which betrayed mom and cut him off. He was completely alone now. It really serves him right. On the other hand, I'm living modestly in my new place, enjoying my flower shop work and hobbies. My house is close to my daughter's house, so I sometimes go to lunch with her or see my grandchildren. My son also comes to see me with his grandchildren on his days off, so I don't feel lonely at all, and I live a fulfilling life every day. I don't know how many years I have left to live, but I want to live each day with gratitude.
He was a terrible husband, just listening to the story. Personally, I think she could have punished him more. I hope she can enjoy her work and hobbies, and spend happy time with her children and grandchildren. Thank you for watching. How did you like today's story? Please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next story.